Hey everybody, welcome to Aqua Road Radio, episode number 4. It is June 27th, 2007, and as always, I'm your host, Shravan Kovela. So, to start up this episode, I kind of have this little anecdote for you. This took place the day after the third episode came out, and I was just on Maple, and I was playing, and I used a super megaphone. And then this guy chat messages me, and I accept, and once we're both in the chat room, he just says, "I love you," just like that. So I'm all like, okay. And he tells me that he's been messaging people who used a super megaphone and has been telling them that he loves them. So I was like, awesome, can I join? So me and him end up messaging like 15 more people and telling them we love them. And it was completely random. It was completely coincidental, and it was just odd and a lot of fun, actually. It was quite fun. We got a wide range of responses. We got people who were like, "Oh, awesome, I love you too." And then we had people who were like, "Who are you? Go away." And then we had a couple people who just left without saying anything. I guess they were creeped out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really funny. But yeah, good times. Also, I'm sure you guys noticed, I kind of fiddled around with the intro a little bit. I've been fiddling around with this program that my Mac came with called GarageBand that I've never really used before. But I've been fiddling with it, and I kind of added some rain and some thunder, and it was kind of cool. And I was like, awesome, let's use this. So, yeah, let me know if you guys like it. If you do, I'll keep it. If not, we'll go back to whatever I had before. So, yeah. But other than that, I'm sorry it's been like a week and a half since we last talked. I've had lots of things to do this last weekend, and I couldn't even start thinking about this episode till this Monday. And so I tried to put it together as fast as I could, and I hope you guys don't hate me for being a couple days late. But other than that, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'm sure you guys know because the patch came out and so much stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and start up with all that. Aqua Road Radio News. Okay, well, first of all, if any of you guys have like music skills, and you'd like to, put something together for either these stingers, like these little things that introduce different sections, or the intro or ending sequence or something like that, go ahead and put something together if you think it sounds awesome and sounds like it'd fit with the podcast, and send it to me, and I'd be happy to take it into consideration. We could play it and see what people think, all that good stuff. Just that my skills with music is like terribly low, so yeah, if anyone has any interest in it, it'd be kind of awesome to see what you guys think and what you guys can put together. But anyway, on to news. So this patch came out like 2 days after the last episode came out, and it was just so frustrating because I was like, couldn't it come out a couple days earlier? And it was just so close. But they said that there's new maps, new quests, new events, and it's kind of like the motto, for a lack of a better word, for this latest patch. But yeah, in it, there's a Memoria Party quest, and I'm sure you guys have heard of all this, but I'm going to go through it just to clarify a couple things, and yeah, talk about pretty much everything. But so there's the Memoria Party quest, and it's only for married couples, but it's not that you and your spouse has to actually go into it together in a party, but you're allowed to participate in it with 5 other people, as long as you're married to someone. You don't have to enter the party quest with the one you're actually married to. The boss is a Geist Balrog, and it's a new monster. Looks really cool, white and purple, and purple's like my favorite color, so it's pretty awesome. But anyway, it's immune to like all forms of magic. So apparently it's impossible for mages, and in general it's impossible anyway. And high level people are having a lot of trouble getting through it. So enter that with caution if you choose. We also have a place called Mushroom Temple now. Um, it's also known as Zipangu, which personally I think sounds insanely better. But the huge thing is it's a Japanese town. And okay, see, I've taken 2 years of Japanese, and it's my favorite language. It has my favorite culture, and so I just had so much fun going around like reading the signs because they're all written in Japanese. It's awesome. It's so much fun. But the monsters, they're okay. Personally, I don't like them. Being a priest, I guess nothing's really jumped out at me except for those flying ghosts, which I don't like in the first place anyway. But I'm sure all the ice lightning mages will go like insanely crazy because first of all they got the crows, and then they have the banes, and the banes are the high level. Those are the key things, and everyone's over there training right now. Also, for those who are interested, there is a new gachapon. Is it gachapon? Yeah. And Nexon says it's packed with dark scrolls, and I'm not actually sure if it's only dark scrolls or if the probability of getting a dark scroll is just really, really high and everything else really low. I'm not really sure it's been confirmed yet, but I don't use Gachapon much, so I actually didn't get a chance to look into this. Also, we have a Maple Summer Drop event, so we got the tubes and surfboards, kind of like last summer. And the only thing I've heard about that is that ligators are the ones dropping surfboards. And I'm not sure about tubes, and I'm not sure what else drops surfboards. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've heard. I've kind of been out of the Maple thing for a while too, because I have had my friend come over and everything. So we also had Double Drop. We have Double Drop on Thursdays from 4 to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., both Pacific Standard Time. On top of that, there's this thing called Monster Cookout, which is the same thing as Monster Raids were last year. And basically, GMs will summon random monsters in random places on Fridays between 2 and 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, be prepared to come face to face with like a Balrog or something, and yeah, so just keep that in mind when you're wandering towns. Don't freak out. No, actually, it'd probably be best to freak out, but be prepared for death because that's probably what's going to happen to all of us. Also, GM events, as always. GMs always have events, and they occur from 3 to 4 p.m. on Wednesdays, sorry. And on Fridays from 4 to 5 p.m. So Wednesdays 3 to 4, Fridays 4 to 5, both p.m., both Pacific Standard Time. As a trend, I guess all the times are Pacific Standard because Nexon's in California, so I'm probably still going to say Pacific Standard Time like 400 times, but bear with me. Also, the GM set up a blog, and they said if you post on the blog, you could win 10,000 Maple points. And I'll be coming back to the blog in a bit because there's been something interesting, and I'm sure everyone's heard of it, but it's going to be awesome, and I'm excited. And then, last but not least, there's a sale on Nexon cash items. Like always, there's always a sale on cash items. They always go for like 1,000, I think, NX cash. And yeah, it's stuff that everyone already has or no one with NX wants, and things like that. But the best part is, double EXP cards are finally out in global MapleStory. Now, okay, being an NX user myself, this is like ginormously good news. So, okay, here's how they work. There's 3 kinds of double EXP cards. One that's only for weekdays, and that goes for 15k NX cash. There's one only for weekends, which goes for 9k NX cash. And then there's one that's for every single day, which is 19k NX cash. Now, in addition to that, there's 5 types, and the types do nothing more than determine when the double EXP cards will be active. So, make sure you get one in your time zone, or like, not in your time zone, but during the time you'll be playing. And keep in mind that all these times are in Pacific Standard Time. So the Type 1 is from 7 to 11 a.m., Type 2 is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Type 3 is 1 to 5 p.m., Type 4 is 4 to 8 p.m., and Type 5 is 7 to 11 p.m. Again, keep in mind that all these times are in Pacific Standard Time, which I believe is GMT minus 8. These cards are active, as you can see, for 4 hours a day and for 30 days. I picked up an everyday EXP card, and so far it's been amazing. The cards activate automatically, so you buy it, you put it in your inventory, and it gives you double EXP for the predetermined time. And I think the worries, like most people, had this worry about double EXP cards, saying that hackers would buy them and then they'd rise to the top even faster. But if a hacker gets caught, which by the way the GMs are doing a beautiful job of, the hacker will be banned for at least 30 days, which basically loses him the $15 or whatever he or she spent on the double EXP cards. And there also seems to be an auto ban feature, and I'm not really sure how it works, but it's like detects hacking and almost immediately bans whoever's the one who's been hacking. And I, for one, have yet to see a hacker since the new patch came out, so they must have done something right. And then recently, we found ourselves in the midst of an Independence Day event. Like last year, we have an Independence hat and an Independence flag, and the flag can be gotten through Cody's quest, but the hat is supposed to be a never-before-seen item, and it's supposed to be extremely scarce, and hunters who discover it should consider themselves very lucky. Or, that's what Nexon said. But everything drops these hats, and I'm sure everyone has inventories full of hats. But they do sell for 1,000 mesos, which is quite nice. It's quite nice. To wrap up the news section, the GMs have told us through their blog that there will be a global MapleStory exclusive town, city, place known as New Leaf City. Now, I don't think anything's been released about it, but the GMs just say that it's a place where everyone can mingle and it mixes the past with the present and the future. And personally, I think it's going to come out near the end of summer, start of autumn. And just because, New Leaf City, leaves falling, autumn. But yeah, that's pretty much all we know about that. Alright, well, that was a hell of a lot of things that happened in the last couple of weeks. And hopefully a lot of things will continue to happen. Hopefully, I'm hoping for a good, eventful summer. And it'd be kind of cool if we get that. It'd be awesome. But seeing as we have a lot of stuff to do, this week's Rant. So, just last week, I actually made it to Priest. And since I haven't played much since then, I'm still kind of in that bubbly, happy, happy-go-lucky kind of mood. And rants have in the past generally been angry. So I'm thinking, because I'm not really angry about anything because of my bubbly mood, I think this rant's going to be relatively happy. And also, you'll see later on through emails and voicemails, and this podcast has been, a lot about hating. And, I don't want to kind of stamp that as Aqua Road Radio being the hater podcast. But, so, today, we're going to talk about what people like to do in MapleStory when they're not training. So, it used to be that when I level, I'd go out and I'd explore, because I'm, no fear of dying, because if you do, you're already at 0%. And it'd be fun, and I'd look around and see a bunch of new places and new things and take screenshots. But I've kind of tired that out, and I've been to quite a lot of places. So now what I kind of find satisfying is after a day of either leveling or just when I'm bored with training. I'm currently training in the subway with rates, and because of that, I'm really close to the Kierning Party Quest, and so I'd generally go out and I'd go out in front of the sewers where everyone's gathering for the Kierning Party Quest, and I'd just be talking to people, and I'd be dropping things sometimes, creating parties for no reason. I recruit people, and we have a party of like 6 people, and we just hang out and we have parties in front of the sewers. And it's just been what I've liked to do lately after training for a good 3 or 4 hours or whatever. And I don't know why, it's really weird, but yeah. So because we have a lot of stuff to do, that kind of wrapped up this week's rant. It's not that. Well, yeah, it is. It's more of because we talked about a lot of stuff in news, and there's a lot of stuff in emails, and this episode is going to be at least like 40 minutes long. So, or at least I think we'll see. That's what it's looking like. But yeah. So this week's rant's kind of been cut short, and I just kind of want to hear what you guys like to do, other than training and other than I don't know, hating people who are haters. Yeah, what do you guys like to do? What do you do after you're done training? What do you do for fun? So, yeah, on that note, I guess we'll, head up straight into the emails. Awkward Road Radio emails. The good thing is, I didn't get any complaints about that stinger, and I seriously think it sounds like depressed, but maybe you guys don't think so, and even if you do, maybe you guys liked it, but whatever. So I did receive voicemails, and which is awesome, and that's great, and you all should do it. And quite a few people actually said that they are uncomfortable with their voice on the air, and you guys can't be more uncomfortable than I am. Like, I'm so nervous, and it's so bad. But yeah. So our first our first voicemail is from Java King, and actually I'm gonna play them both. I'm gonna play both the emails, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Alright, this is Java King from the Hidden Street Forum, also known as on Windia as Sensui. Currently not a fire poison mage yet, but on the way towards it. I just got done listening to your last podcast. The girl or guy, I don't know which one it was, but the voice was really low. I had to turn up my speakers in order to hear the person at the end. You might want to check that, like record it and then play it back to yourself just to make sure it does play loud enough for yourself. Rant-wise, there is something that does bug me the most. It's when they sit there and you're playing and whatnot, and you just happen to slip and tell someone that you're older than most people that play the game. And then they say, well, you're too old to play. It cracks me up. It does. But at the same time, it does make me angry. And it's like, well, you know what? For those people, I only have one thing to say, and I'm not trying to be flaming and whatnot, but old people don't play games because when you stop playing games, you get old. And that's all I gotta say. Another thing that kind of gets me stumped is, where's all the fire poison mages anyway? I mean, there's a lot of classes that are just, you never see anymore. I mean, bandits are few and beyond. I mean, everybody wants to be an assassin. I mean, I can understand you got the favorite classes. It's kind of like, well, wait a minute, what? And if you're not one of the famous classes, oh, forget it. You'll get defamed, called noob, crap like that. It just ain't worth it. It actually chases a lot of my friends that play off the game. And I feel real bad. I'm trying to get them to back to go play it again. It's like, these are kids you're playing with, too. You need to understand. Some of them can't handle the fact that there's older people playing, or the fact that you want to be something else that most people aren't, or you want to try something new instead of following the cookie-cutter builds. Like, do A first, and train B, and then C, and then go all the way down until you're just pretty much like everybody else. Uh, that's pretty much it. I mean, I really don't know what else to talk about besides, I am Java King on Hidden Street, and also known as Sensui on Windia. And if you need to call me by anything, it's always Rondon Juan. Alright, later. Bye.
Hey, my name is Ninja Dude J. I have L's on the ends of them. I currently play on the Scania server. I used to play on the Windia server, but I got hacked and my account later got banned. So I am now playing on Scania, where my level 130 friend is. I have some stuff. Like currently, I am a little angry at the amount of mean people on MapleStory, like you were saying before. Like the other day, I found a nice scroll item, and I went into the free market and asked to sell it. Now, just because I'm a low level, people assumed I didn't know anything about the item, and they tried to rip me off. The item was worth 500K, but people were offering me like 100 and like 200K. Even though I wanted 500K for it, nobody would really pay me 500K, except for the decent, nice person that would ask to pay me 400K, which was really nice. And also a misconception, I always wanted to say to a whole bunch of Maplers, but I haven't found a way to tell it to everyone, is Tiger and Sushi and a lot of those other high levels, they don't hack. You see them banned all the time. That's just because someone hacks into their account and uses a stolen credit card to buy them fake NX. And, they get banned for a little while. Okay, I'm happy you played this if you're listening to this. Alright, thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
So, yeah, I'm back. So, Java King. The voicemail in the last podcast was kind of my fault. I couldn't figure out how to amplify the sound before I got around to recording the episode, and then I kind of found out I don't have means to amplify this sound, so if it is too soft this episode too, let me know, because I am looking into ways to increasing like the bass volume by amplifying the sound waves or something, but currently I don't have a program for it, and I'm looking into that. So, if it doesn't work out this episode, email me, let me know again, and I'll, look harder, and hopefully I'll find something by the next episode. And I haven't seen a fire poison wizard in quite a while either. At least, bandits are somewhat on the rise, because chief bandits have Meso Explosion, which is coming in super handy during the guild party quest. But, actually, we have a 2B fire poison wizard in our guild now. I think he's level 27 or 26 last time I checked. But, that's something to look forward to. And they're powerful, and they level fast, and people just don't play them anymore. And it's kind of disappointing, and I hope they don't fade away. As for the second voicemail I caught Ninja in your name, and I caught J, but I'm not really sure what you said in between, so I'm just going to call you Ninja, if that's okay with you for this episode at least. And, yeah, I've had that happen to me loads of times. Like, people just aren't willing to pay you the full price because they think they can trick you into believing it's cheaper than it really is. And I think that should fall under scamming, because it should be reportable, because it's really, deplorable that people do that. And usually I end up selling my items on Basil, because on Basil Market they can see that I do actually have a main, or I, have ratings, and it shows that I have traded before. And yeah, I've just been trading on Basil Market mostly lately. But also your whole thing with Tiger and Sushi and them getting banned. Now, it makes sense that they get banned not because they're hacking, but because other people are, doing things, or hacking them or something. But if someone was to hack them, I'm not following on why they'd buy them an X. Like, why would you hack someone just to buy them MX? But anyway, also I think it's been shown that Tiger was played by like 6 people in constant rotation or something like that. Or that's a rumor I heard, maybe. I really don't know. But yeah, moving on with emails. I have like 5 or 6 emails, so or I got a lot of emails, but I'm gonna read 5 or 6 because otherwise this podcast would go on for like 3 hours, and it's just way over my head, and I don't think my voice will last that long. So yeah, I read all your emails. I try to respond to everybody's emails, and so keep sending them to me. But if I don't read them on the podcast, it doesn't mean I don't love you or anything. So I'm sorry if I don't. But we have Tyler, and Tyler says, who is Seder O Wind from Windia and X0 Dragoon 0X, also on Windia, says, "Hey, Tyler's back. Okay, this may be an addition to the rant about the high-level people. There are people who think they have high levels, and they act all tough and cool, and that irritates me to no end, because then they hear you say your real mains level, and they curse you off, and then you go get your character, and they're like, holy. And then there are those Mazor's Plox noobs, and I wish there was PvP so I could shut them up. Every time I go to Henzies, and then they equip like a frozen tuna once you've given like 100k. What can I say? I'm generous with my 52 mil. And then they laugh at you, and it's annoying. And then there are the random defamers. Alright, what did I ever do? I once got mass defamed for no reason. So I'm a level 78 with like 20-something fame. Everybody will think I'm a hacker. Sheesh, these noobs really are annoying because they act so bad that you don't want to help them, and then they curse you off and defame you because you're not helping them. Who wants to help a whining noob? No one. And then there are the noobs that can't tell hacking from lagging. I got banned for a month because of a false accusation. They need to learn what hacking is. As a side note to this rant, thanks for the applause from my previous rant. I rated the podcast a 5 for you because this is a great podcast. And yes, I'm one of those people who don't have the means of or knowledge to record my voice to send it to you. Happy mapling. Well, yeah, thanks for the 5 rating, and I just don't understand people who defame. People who defame it's just weak. I mean, I can understand if you're hacking and, someone walks up and defames you. I can understand if, you're picking on people and people defame you, but I really don't understand defamers at all. And, yeah, my heart goes out to people like that. It's horrible. But, at least fame isn't used for anything other than a couple equipments. I think it's increasing in number, but, right now it has no other uses, so it's not too bad, I guess. But yeah, this podcast is kind of turning violent and angry, like I stated before, and hopefully this week's rant will kind of balance that out and mellow it and fix that a little, at least. We'll see. But yeah, next up we got Austin, who plays as, I want to say Woloy, Vvohloi. Yeah, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but he plays on the Bora server and says, "Yay, new episode, new stuff." Oh yeah, I think that you added my character from Hidden Street when you saw my profile. Well, my real character is Vvohloi on the Bora server in Global MapleStory, and he is currently at level 31. Also, Tyler, don't do Arwen's quest, the one with the glass shoe. The prize is worthless. It's either a fairy wing or an ice block, so it's really not that good of a quest. Excuse me. Yeah, this quest wasn't really a high priority for me in the first place, but, now I'm thinking that I'll only be doing it if I'm, really bored and I have this sudden urge to kill fireboars. And that's never happened to me before, so there's probably not a good chance that I'll be doing this quest. But we'll see. You never know. Moving on, we have Alan, who plays as Null11. on Scania. He says, "Hi, my name is Alan. My IGN is NAL11, NAAL 11, and I play on the Scania server, usually channel 1. I recently subscribed to your podcast, and I love it. I don't hate those people who steal all your kills. I loathe them. They're the dark angels of Shumi. I told one guy to stop taking my kills, and he defames me. I mean, what the heck? Another type of person I dislike is the type who drops a blood snowboard. And when I pick it up, he defames me. Thanks to those types of people, I now have -3 frame. OMG, and that's about all, so G2G, bye." I'm really having trouble reading today. Like, maybe it's just me. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Alan, have you considered playing in another channel? Channel 1 seems to be, like, the place to go to either, steal people's kills, like you said, or, just annoy the hell out of everyone. So, I generally try to keep out of Channel 1, unless I'm in the free market, of course, trying to sell things. But training is all done elsewhere, because Channel 1 is just, it's horrible. Too many people are too inconsiderate in Channel 1. And as for the defaming thing, like I said before, it's just not cool. Some people are idiots. Yeah, just ignore them. It's not worth it. Jared, who plays as Vexed Panda on the Scania server, says, "Hey, it's me, Jared. I play on Global MapleStory, IGN, Vexed Panda, server, Scania. I meant clouds, as in clouds in the sky, because they don't rain enough. I'm the one who commented on Spot. But yeah, I didn't ask you why you named your podcast because I didn't like it. I asked you because I love rain and the ocean. I like the fish, even though I eat them. Oh yeah, and I hate that stop sign who lies on the 101st floor of EOS Tower, aka where Ludi Party Quest is. I don't like the stop sign because he stops you from getting inside the Party Quest, and it's just super annoying when you miss your chance to get in the Party Quest. I mean, okay, seriously, you could just keep clicking and not get in. They should at least give you some, side game to play, but not everyone has match cards or Amok. And, where do you get your MapleStory music from? Some things you can do is ask people to donate some money to make ads for this podcast, unless you want to wait until this podcast gets bigger. Well, I guess you could talk about why GMs never talk to us, or give GM events as often. Well, let's see if I can respond to most of that. That first part about clouds was a reference to last episode and his email from before, so in case you guys were wondering. So, clouds are awesome. I love thunderstorms, and I'm sorry you're not getting enough of them. As for fish, I hate them. I don't eat them. I just hate them. The stop sign is hateable too, but Laculus, is that her name? The girl who, lets people, or doesn't let them into the Keyring Party Quest, is so much uglier than the stop sign. And then Amok is super fun. Match cards, not so much. But try the rhyming game. It's kind of what I did when I was at the Ludi Party Quest. Basically, you say a word, then everybody says all the words they can think of that rhyme with it, and then once everyone kind of decides that the word is, further unrhymable, you continue on with a new word. And everyone kind of joins in after a while, and it's fun, for a while at least. My MapleStory music comes from this blog that I found, and I'd be happy to provide a link to it in this podcast blog. Money donations aren't really a podcast thing, and besides, if anyone had money, I'm sure they'd spend it on, double EXP cards instead of me. And, I'd spend it on double EXP cards instead of me. But, yeah, and I could talk about why Game Masters, never talk to us or give us GM events as often as we'd like, but I'm not a GM and I'm not telepathic, and therefore I cannot begin to understand the whys. Basically, I'm just as curious as you are. I have no clue. Alright, well, I think I responded to everything in that. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for the emails. Next up, we got Jimmy, who plays as Jimbo Jones on Bellicon. And he says, "Hi again from Jimbo Jones, the level 58 cleric from Bellicon. As usual, awesome show. In response to your rant about rude high-level people, I think it's a sad reflection of our increasingly selfish and individualistic society, and it doesn't matter whether it's in real life or in an online game. When people have a power over another group or believe they're superior to another group for whatever reason, they will usually put themselves above that group and dismiss the inferior group as subhuman, which they see as justification for exploitation, objectification, and oppression of that group. And it's been seen throughout history, and it's still happening today. But then again, some people are just immature and forget that MMORPGs, like MapleStory, are primarily for making friends and socializing." So, wow. Talk about profound. Because I can't really respond to that without making myself sound like a complete idiot. Hell, I could hardly read it without making myself sound like a complete idiot. I'll just say that Jimmy is a political activist, and if you guys are into that, or just want to check out what he's all about, he has a really nice blog set up. So yeah, go take a look. Just click on his name in the comments of one of the posts in Aqua Road Radio's blog, and you should see his profile. Be able to go to his blog from there. So yeah, it looks like it's been another super long episode. Right now we're at about 37 minutes, and it's not as long as the last one, but it's getting there. So I'm starting to think that all these episodes are gonna kind of stay this long, and I'm thinking that because these episodes are gonna be this long, I'm gonna request that all the rants I receive be submitted as audio files, either through your own programs, MyChingo, or the voicemail box. And it's just that I get all these great rants on as an email, and it's awesome, but they're just really long, and it's like, can't read them without spending 15 minutes on it or whatever. But so I'm going to impose this 2-minute audio file stipulation on you guys, because personally, I think if you guys read your own rant, you can read it a hell of a lot better than I can. And by the time I get to the emails, like today, I'm already out of breath, and I end up messing up a bunch of words, and it's just bad. So if you guys could, I'd appreciate it if you could send me your rants as audio files. But rants aside, all other emails, comments, suggestions, stories of your MapleStory life and adventures, I still welcome them. Keep sending me emails, because I love hearing from you guys. I really can't stress that enough. And I know that and I want you guys to know that, like I said before, if I don't read your email or play your voicemail on the podcast, it's not that I don't love you. It really isn't, because I love you all. So, because I love hearing from you guys so much, there's a couple of ways for you guys to reach me. First off is the obvious. You could email me at aquaroadradio@gmail.com. Again, that's aquaroadradio@gmail.com. AQUAROADRADIO@gmail.com. Actually, you guys can just look at the title of this podcast and know how to spell that, so whatever. But I just realized that profile isn't updated, because it says I'm still level 64, but I'm kind of level 72. Yeah. And that this email isn't actually on the blog as a means of contact. So I'm going to put this email up on the blog, so that the only thing you guys are going to have to remember is the blog's address. So you can head over to the blog and you can email me, you can MyChingo me, you can voicemail me. Yeah, send me a voicemail. Anyway, so this blog is at http://aquaroadradio.blogspot.com. Now, like I said, on the blog, my email address will be put up. there will be a My Chingo box, as there has been since the last episode. And you guys can, send me a voicemail through that if you have a mic. There's a voicemail box set up so you guys can call the phone number and, just talk into it. You should hear my voice giving you a little intro. Leave a message after the beep, and I'll get it, and I can download it and throw it right into the podcast. Now, I did receive an email from GodXThief saying that, or not an email, I think it was a comment on the blog, but regardless, he said that he keeps getting a busy signal every time he dials the number. Now, I've dialed it a couple times, and so far it's been working great for me, so I don't know why it's giving you a busy signal. It might be if it is giving you a busy signal, it could be that you have to dial 1 before dialing the number, because the number is long distance. It's not even in my local area, so it's long distance for me too. So, so dial 1 before dialing the number, and it should work. Because I don't see why it's not working, and I looked through the FAQs and everything, and it should work. But by the way, apparently, through unforeseen circumstances, as they put it, the phone number for the voicemail box will be changing to 641-715-3900 after June 30th. If you dial this new number before June 30th, you'll get this busy/fax sounding noise, and it's highly annoying, so don't do it, spare yourself. I will be putting the second number on the site and putting a note saying all that good stuff. June 30th, after June 30th, call the second number. Before June 30th, call the first number. And once June 30th hits and the first number becomes inactive, I'll be removing it from the blog. And the extension will stay the same, but whatever. You guys aren't writing this down. You guys are just listening to this podcast and God, when do they stop talking so I can look at this blog or go on with my life or whatever. You're just waiting for me to stop talking. Anyway, so it's been updated on the blog. Check that out. Again, you guys know the blog's address is aquaroadradio@blogspot.com. aquaroadradio@blogspot.com. There's no www, so keep that in mind. But all right, guys. So I think I talked myself hoarse. I think after every single episode I record, the next day my voice is all scratchy, and so before I lose my voice completely, I'm gonna end this podcast right here. So till next week, guys. Hugs and kisses. See you guys.